Good afternoon, everybody. This is Carly Kovacic with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. This is the weekly weather briefing for the week of November 10th, 2016. The main highlights of this presentation are given in the bullets on this slide. Unfortunately, we're not expecting any rainfall over the next 7 days. The main weather feature that we're going to see is going to be a dry cold front, and it's going to push through the area on Friday night. It's going to usher in some cooler temps and, of course, some drier air. That's certainly not going to help alleviate the already dangerous fire weather conditions that we have in place right now. So, in a nutshell, the biggest concern is going to be the high fire danger, as well as the exceptional drought that we're in, especially for those of you up in North Georgia. The latest drought monitor is available online. It was updated on November 8th, and that's the image that's shown on the left. And we can compare that to last week's drought monitor that was valid on November 1st. So you can see nothing has been alleviated. In fact, if you look across the counties across North Georgia, the exceptional drought conditions have spread southeastward. Every county in our forecast warning area is in some kind of a drought, and you can even see the abnormally dry conditions highlighted in the yellow creeping slowly eastward towards the coast. Something interesting has popped up on the visible satellite this morning, and you can see the smoke plumes across western North Carolina and North Georgia slowly creeping southward across many counties, across North Georgia, and even into metro Atlanta. So because the winds are out of the north today and satellite is showing that these plumes are creeping southward, we have gone ahead and issued a special weather statement that's valid at least through 1 p.m. this afternoon. And this is going to be mainly for smoky conditions, which are going to act to reduce visibility across some locations through the remainder of today. Now, the winds are expected to subside some tonight, but some areas may still see some smoky conditions, and those areas are going to be more prone to further reductions in visibility. So we're going to monitor this, and a special weather statement just like this may also be needed on Friday as the winds continue out of the north. In addition to the special weather statement that's in effect today, we also have a fire danger statement out that's valid through 7 p.m. this evening. We've been issuing these pretty regularly over the past week or so, and we do expect to have to issue one tomorrow as well. And this is just because relative humidities are so low, the fuels are so dry, and we do have a northwest wind between 5 and 10 miles per hour. High fire danger is going to exist. There's just no way around it. So this is just to emphasize this and to just make sure everybody is aware that most burning has been banned, but if you must burn and you do so, please use extreme caution. This is the current graphic that we have out on our webpage and social media. This is basically just highlighting everything that we've gone over so far. You've got your drought conditions, what the relative humidities are expected to be both today and Friday, the fuel moistures, as well as the winds, and then again just emphasizing that because the winds are out of the north, the smoke from the North Georgia wildfires, as well as western North Carolina, are going to be blowing south into more populated areas. Again, we've emphasized that that's going to include metro Atlanta. So stay tuned. We do tend to update these graphics as often as necessary, so just be sure to refer to our webpage and social media for the latest information. The main weather feature over the next 7 days is really not going to be that exciting. It's going to be a dry cold frontal passage, and this is expected on Friday night. The top left image shows the cold frontal position on Friday morning. You can see it draped across the Ohio Valley. It's going to creep southeastward during the day, and by Friday night, which is shown on the bottom left, it will have moved across many of our northern counties and most of our central counties. So it's going to be pretty quick moving, and by Sunday morning it'll be out of our hair. But the high pressure behind that front, as that creeps closer to our region, that's going to kick up the winds a little bit on Saturday afternoon. So the image in the center shows you the wind gusts expected Saturday afternoon. The gusts are expected to be highest across central Georgia, where they could gust to 20 miles an hour or slightly above that. So relative humidities at this point are expected to be a little bit higher on Saturday, and by that I mean 30%, 35%, so still continued very dry. So this cold front is still going to enhance those fire weather conditions with the drier and cooler air that it's going to infiltrate behind it, along with those higher winds. This is the forecast for the next 7 days. At the top we're showing Cleveland, Georgia, which is meant to represent the northern counties. Atlanta's in the center. That's meant to represent the metro counties. And we have Macon on the bottom, which is expected to represent central Georgia. So overall, you can see high temperatures are expected to be in the 60s and 70s with slightly cooler air up north in the mountains. And low temperatures are generally going to be in the 30s and 40s, with the coolest lows expected overnight Sunday and overnight Monday. We will be monitoring the potential for a frost or freeze late this weekend going into early next week. So looking at the low temperatures Sunday morning, especially across the mountains, perhaps below freezing. And then Monday morning still continued very cool. So again, this is just something we're going to monitor. Nothing's happening yet. Just be aware that the potential exists for some pretty chilly temperatures later this weekend. So in summary, over the next 7 days, we're going to see a continuation of very dry conditions with no rain expected. For today, we do have a special weather statement out, as well as a fire danger statement, and that's generally for smoky conditions and minor reductions in visibility. The main weather feature over the next 7 days is going to be that dry cold front expected to move through Friday night. That's going to usher in cooler and drier air behind it, which is not good for our fire weather concerns. The drought monitor has indicated that conditions have worsened, particularly across northern Georgia, and this does not look like it's going to get better, at least over the next 7 days. And due to that cold frontal passage, we are going to see some pretty chilly temperatures, especially in the morning on Sunday and Monday. So we are going to monitor the potential for frost and freeze, so stay tuned for that. That's going to conclude this week's weather briefing, so we will do this again next Thursday, so you guys have a great weekend.